Moving on from Iberia to an island somewhere between the Balearic and Tyrrhenian seas, the Ebo circuit in Corsica, named in reference and tribute to the final stage, the Storm stage, of Lotus Turbo Challenge 2, one of the most difficult levels in any racing game, although the weather in Corsica is considerably better. Some of the difficulty is retained in this circuit with the fiendish entry into Turn 1 and all of the quick final sector, although today's instalment of warm-up mishaps happens at the comparatively innocuous Turn 3.
Medium left, long, tighten, over crest.
Let's take a look at the official run. Starting this lap at the exit of Turn 20 because it's a long run to the start-finish straight, despite the quick chicane, crossing the line, and as soon as you do that, brake hard for Turn 1. Downhill left, very tight left, very difficult left, and that was alright. Turn 2 and 3 is predictably a lot better than in the warm-up, no crashing this time. Staying in 5th gear for Turn 4, could have taken a better line through that run, to be honest. Now then, over the crest for Turn 5, short straight before Turn 6, which is very similar to Turn 5, and the end of the first sector. Now we're into Turn 7, and there's an 8 in there somewhere. Over the crest, be careful because of the walls on the outside. Now then, we are into Turn 10, again another crest, and that was Turn 11. Steep uphill section during Turn 12, the engine struggling for power, and then lightly on the brakes for the Turn 13 hairpin, end of the second sector. Now then, big downhill section, which is pretty much the story of this final sector, and there's a lot of difficult corners in this bit. We're in Turns 16 and 17 at the moment. Here's Turn 18, which is a right-hand kink, not according to the co-driver though. Bit cautious through Turn 19, but that's not too bad. And now the final chicane, nearly missing the corner altogether. Start, finish straight, finishing the lap. So that was a 1 minute 16.05, and the record is a 1 minute 15.54. So near as makes no difference, half a second off, which is not a bad effort actually. Some places where I could have improved, this corner here at Turn 4, could have carried a lot more speed through the apex, and I could have eased the steering so I could carry that speed through the exit of the corner. Yeah, that's an area where I could have improved. Other than that, I could have been a bit more braver over the jumps, like this one here. But as I said before, I prefer to lift in order to keep the car as steady as possible and reduce the risk of flipping. I like the stage a lot. It's called Ebo because that's the password to the final stage of Lotus Turbo Challenge 2. A game I like so much, there's another stage coming up where it's named after another password. That's not the next episode, however. For the next one, we will be heading over to Australia for a very, very technical linear stage. So stay tuned and see you soon.